Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with the updates for Power Week Day 4 news. This was one of the bigger days in which they actually did a fan first day. Still coming at you with the sort of mobile phone setup. I apologize again. My new computer will be arriving on Saturday, so by next week things should be more normal, but I appreciate those of you that are still watching. It's not like I'm doing this from a potato, but I just want to say I'm sorry it's not normal setup. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about today. I mean, they went over some of the stuff we already knew about, just kind of more details about stuff like Wild Forest Blue and the other ones, and so I'm not going to cover that too much, but they talked about that. We did get a couple new Lightning Collection reveals, of course, at least two of which were scooped by the fandom mere hours before the fan first day, of course, because of the fandom. But the two were Time Force Blue, one of the deluxe releases with his cycle, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know why, but it's one of the ones I'm most excited about from the announcements, even though I'm conceptually more excited about the Street Fighter ones because they're original stuff. Time Force Blue is like my favorite main suit amongst the core 5. And I don't know, I just think it looks pretty cool. The cycle stuff is like hit and miss for me, because on one hand it's like kind of cool, but in this situation, I feel like with all the figures we have to get through, I doubt we're gonna have like a full set of 5 vector cycles. So it's just kind of awkward. Although they might release him on his own later, who knows? Like with Omega, it made sense because he's the only one with the unicycle, but it's whatever. I kind of like that one. The other one was another Monster of the Week figure in the form of Snizzard. I feel like I have a very complicated relationship with the Monster of the Week figures. I mean, first of all, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, and I just tweeted this out, so I'm reusing a joke from my Twitter. I mean, it's a joke, but it's also an observation. I don't remember this dude even a little. Like, I was like, who the fork is this now? Like, I think the timeline changed. This is a Mandela effect. I mean, to be fair, I don't give a shirt about Monster of the Weeks, but I remember a lot of the mmpr ones. I don't even remember this guy at all. Like, I'm like, who the hell is... you can't just make up people, Hasbro. I have a complicated relationship with the Monster of the Week figures because, as I just said, I personally am not a Monster of the Week guy. On my priority list for Lightning Collection figures I want, Monster of the Week is below just not getting any figures. But I feel like I have a soft spot for the figures because even though I don't care about them, when I get them, they're actually, in my opinion, pretty freaking cool figures with awesome sculpts. And the fandom nitpickers really go after those ones for some reason, and I think it's largely unwarranted outside of a couple cases. But anyway, those were the two Lightning figure announcements. And then we finally got our Tommy Green Ranger, White Ranger Morpher. Nope, just Chuck Testa with another realistic mount. Still making that reference. Got another Legacy or Lightning Power Morpher release in the form of the Yellow Ranger one. After we did a Pink Ranger one, it's kind of focused on an individual Ranger / sort of based off of the movie Morphers. I'm going to go on a mini rant here, guys. Or should I save it? I'm going to go on the rant now. This is my video. So, okay, I hate when I have actual complaints about this stuff because I think that the Lightning Collection fandom is really toxic and complain about a lot of non-problems. And I want to preface this by saying I never think the fans should be listened to, and I don't want to sound like I know better than the company because I hate when fans do that. But for me, I think this is just a really weird business decision. Like, I'm not mad that this exists at all, and I wouldn't put it past them to release something like this. But it seems so weird to release these individual morphers for the core Rangers before, like, the Green Ranger Morpher. Like, this is the type of thing you release after you've already milked everything else, and they haven't even opened the carton yet. Like, it just seems so weird to me. Like, I don't care that it exists, it's just the logic of it upsets me. Because I feel like the Green Ranger, White Ranger Morpher, which I don't even want that much because I have the Legacy one. But there are people that do want it because they missed on the Legacy one, and those things go like a for redonkulous amount on eBay. But I don't even care about getting it so much. It's just, I feel like trying to think business-wise. See, I'm like getting frazzled. I don't know why I even care. Anyway, it's just business-wise, it would sell so much more. And it would be so easy to do. It's like everyone complains about the over Tommy saturation, and yet we're getting this first. It just makes no sense. I don't know. Again, just logically, I'm like, what are you doing? It would be so easy to do a Tommy one. Like, if it were me in charge, which should never happen, you would tank in like a day, I would just say, I would do like Tommy's Morpher next, and then a Master Morpher, because we're nothing but a cheap copy without it. But the Master Morpher will be a cool, easy sell, because I think the hardcore fans would want it, and I think you could get casuals that would see it and be like, oh, Tommy, blah, 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 and then they would buy it. So I would do like Green Ranger, White Ranger Morpher. Hell, they'd probably milk it for a Green Ranger and White Ranger Morpher release. and also then Master Morpher, and then do like Tommy's White Ranger movie Morpher. Then you move on to the other guys. Like, people would probably be upset that they would go through the other 4 colors before we would get to like other Lightning stuff like Zeo, Turbo, Wild Force, whatever. But it's like, I totally expected those to exist, but it's just so weird we're getting it before the Green and White Ranger stuff. Again, it's not like a Tommy deserves it, I want it. It's just business-wise, it makes so much more sense in my head. I'm sorry, middle mini tangent there, so I apologize about that. Showed off a little clip for one of the new Dino Fury episodes. I believe it was 14. I'm not going to be screen grabbing this one like traditionally, guys. I'm sorry. Like, again, I'm on the mobile setup, but it was simple. They're on RAFCON. They say, this must be RAFCON. I'm like, actually, it must be the other corner of the New Zealand forest. Actually, I think it's the same corner. But they're basically on RAFCON. Zed is there. He wants to get the power of the Sporix Beast. Kind of stuff we already knew, could infer if you read the episode descriptions or the international spoilers. So nothing too huge there. It looks like there was no season 30 news or anything, which I guess is to be expected. I felt like because they hyped it up of like, oh, it's our fan first day for this week, that I thought maybe they might tease something more. But it looks like anything in regards to future show stuff beyond Dino Fury or anything related will happen on Sunday. In retrospect, I feel like this should have been Fit Friday, just because they did tease something for tomorrow, but I feel like it just makes more sense to bookend it on Friday. Again, just there's like logic things in my head, like an almost OCD thing. But anyway, it was still pretty cool. It was nothing like blow me out of the water or anything like that, but some exciting-ish stuff. Again, the Yellow Morpher, just wait. Just do the Tommy Morpher first. Again, just logically. It's kind of like, I'm surprised they haven't done Saba yet. Like, I know that, again, we got that with the Legacy figures, or the Legacy line. People have pointed that out. Like, I thought about that, too, with some of the Legacy Lightning releases. Like, well, Bandai just did it. But as other people have also pointed out, it's actually kind of ridiculous how expensive the the Legacy stuff is way expensive on the aftermarket. Like, I just reviewed the Power Sword, and, I compared it to the Lightning version, or the Legacy version, and people are like, well, which one should I get? I'm like, well, setting aside any comparisons of the quality, even though the Hasbro one's hella expensive, it's way more expensive for the Legacy one on eBay. So, again, I'm just kind of surprised, especially with how much people complain about the Tommy milking, and they haven't even tried to milk Tommy. Wait. That's it for today, guys. Again, thanks for putting up with the mobile setup. I will continue to keep you guys updated. Hopefully, I'm more back to normal by the beginning of next week, and hopefully there'll be some exciting news Sunday. But let me know what you thought of all the updates, and are you in any way upset by the logic of how they're releasing the Morphers like I am? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.